All right, shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash, the bonus, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Hey, back at it again, another week. It's starting to seem like this man is on TV for some new shit every single day. You know, it seems like every single day of this year and last year, he's been on TV. And I know, Obama was on TV a lot, but this dude is like on TV every fucking day. And the whole world is getting tired of the Edomites. Scriptures talk about, the other nations hate the whore, and we know according to Revelations, they're going to eventually bomb on this place. And this is why. Because you got this guy in office, Donald Trump, who has no experience in government. He has no experience how to run government, anything like that. This dude's a WWE wrestler. He's in a damn wrestling Hall of Fame. This shit is an absolute joke, and it's fucking chaos. It's fucking chaos. I'll put it like that. And if you just examine all the people he came into office with, shit, a whole bunch of them people are out of there because they were not fit to fucking rule, and this guy's not fit to fucking rule. And if you notice right now, they're spending millions and millions of dollars so they can secure these midterm elections so he cannot be impeached. Which we know it's up to the elites whether they're going to impeach him or not and all that shit anyway. But the Democrats, they're talking about they want to impeach him, whatever. So they're trying to use everything that they can politically. They're getting all their photo ops together. And they had a video also talking about the Black Youth Leadership Group. I should have had it pulled up with these damn clowns in it, but it's not worth it. You can look it up on YouTube. Trump is in there. You got our people in there, or not our people, but you got the people who are the same nationality, so-called black people, in there chanting USA. They got "Make America Great Again" hats on, chanting "Build that wall" and shit. Just a whole bunch of coon activity. Okay, and if you compare that to when these Edomites, they go to the White House and it's a civil thing. Hey, them people are so fucking happy to be there. And then they said, Obama never invited us, or somebody made the statement like that. Hey, our people are so aching for inclusivity to deal with these devils, to deal with these wicked men. The scriptures tell you what? Envy not thy oppressor, choose not his ways. So just because somebody is in power temporarily because they're an evil piece of shit, you're not supposed to envy them. But a lot of our people fall prey to that, and they try to use that as like a catapult, like, oh, see, we gotta change, or we gotta start moving like they move. Well, we do study the things that they do, and we use them for our own personal benefit. But as far as you being an Israelite, you're supposed to use the different gifts and different things you can get out of these devils and utilize it to serve the ministry. And that's really all it is to it. It's not a complicated thing. So, hey, the point being, everything is moving. Everything is moving and it's going to continue to move. And these devils are, like I said, they're doing all they can. They're talking about there's a large caravan of people, which is understandable. A lot of people from South America, because a lot of the governments down there are very, very corrupt. Their primary market has been drugs, really, over everything else. Very, very corrupt. Venezuela, we know, is fucking crashing and burning. So the shit is about to go down. And we can feel it. You can see it. You got tariffs on China. Russia is up and running at full speed. The U.S. is dumb, not knowing. Well, I'm gonna have to do another video about it. But China is trying to recreating basically the Silk Road. They're starting to put highways all through Asia, all the way to Europe, so they can get everything in and out so they can still keep that money going. So, and on top of all of that, this man is talking about suspending Amendment 14 in the Constitution, which grants everyone born in the U.S. Citizenship rights, basically. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it, get into it, just a quick article. So President Donald Trump wants to order the end of the constitutional right to citizenship for babies of non-citizens and unauthorized immigrants born in the United States. The Fourth Amendment guarantees that right for all children born in the U.S. There you go. And that's something these devils are pissed off about, because they can't just take away your citizenship. If you're born here, you're a citizen. If you're born in U.S. territories, you're a citizen. Was a good part. It said Trump has proposed constitutional amendments in the past, but Tuesday, because he can't just do a constitutional amendment without the approval of Congress. Trump has proposed constitutional amendments in the past, but Tuesday morning there was a 40% spike, which today is Tuesday, on Google Trends for one simple question: can the president change the Constitution? By executive order, no president, including Trump, can alter, rewrite, or amend the Constitution of the United States. As president, he manages the operations of the executive branch of government through executive orders. Right, we know that. They had that. What's it called? The executive, legislative, and judicial branches set up to split up power or whatever. But really, the president outweighs all of that shit. And that's why democracy is so dangerous, because you have to have all this fucking voting. Basically, you got to have all these idiots fucking vote before you can make any actions, any changes, any major changes, anything like that. Whereas if you just have a king, you have that monarchy. The king issues orders and decrees, but because there have been so many wicked kings under these Edomites, right? Because that's why they fled here in the first place. Those Edomites over there, they were putting taxes on them over here, taxation without representation. Basically, their kings have been so wicked, they did away with that, and they put like a stigma on that, like having a king, that's an evil thing, when it's not. No, your king was wicked, and the kings of these other nations, they're wicked too. But hey, we know our king, Yahweh Shai, is coming back. Excuse me. Was the part that I want to get. Yeah, currently Republicans control both the House and the Senate, at least until the midterms next week. Trump could work to pressure Congress to propose and pass a constitutional amendment. Even that wouldn't necessarily be enough. The president needs 2/3 of both House and Senate to approve a constitutional amendment. There you go. And then 75% of the states would need to ratify it. He won 30 or 50, so he has about 60%. And when you get into the law, man, all this shit is bullshit. These people can just do anything and justify it for any reason. And the laws of America are wicked, but it helps to understand, how their order is set up, even though it's complete fucking disorder. I'm not even gonna read that. I'm gonna just jump to the part which completely disproves that. Isaiah 10:1. We already know we're talking about Esau. And Esau's fucking wicked. You don't let the Lord is not dealing with, the numbers game. He's dealing with his people that are set up. Okay, we say quality over quantity. That's how it always was. It was always a mass of idiots going against the Lord, going against His men. It's always like that. The mob, the herd. That's why the scriptures say what the Lord said. What? Feed my sheep. We got to take care of the good part, the good herd, and then the rest of these niggas, they just gotta go. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and the right grievousness which they have prescribed. Hey, and the whole Constitution is full of bullshit. they had to write special amendments for black people because the rest of the Constitution didn't even fucking apply to them. They had to write, black people are free, black people can vote, or I don't know the specific language. I could probably look that up, but minorities and how the fuck they phrase it. That's another thing they do too. They phrase shit loosely so that later on they can go back and exploit a bullshit loose law. And they have these people who sit up day and night, and they Salaki, and they study the law. Well, lawyers, of course, they have the lawyers set up who study the law, and they go into these different corporate laws and all these aspects of the law so they can bend that shit. This is 2 Peter 2 and 3. Oh no! I don't want 2 and 3. Yeah, it's 2 Peter 2 and 13. Excuse me, 1 Peter 2 and 13. So like it, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of the Most High, that with well doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. So, hey, that puts a rest a lot of questions pertaining to the Bible. They keep bringing up this thing about how the scriptures talk about rape, deal with the whole rape aspect, how the scriptures deal with certain other cases. Hey, if you implemented biblical law today, it would be a lot of fucking dead people, point blank, period. And they know that. That's why they don't do that. And also they're the wicked too. That's the most important part. But we're not walking around implementing everything in the scriptures. Okay, we're not stoning anybody. We're not burning any, young women who are sluts and all this other stuff that the Bible talks about. We're not doing any of that stuff. We were submitted under the ordinance of America for the Lord's sake. So we're not doing any of that crazy shit. And the scriptures talk about, our spirits are supposed to go back into the ways of our forefathers, but we can only do that up to a certain point. You can't live your full life as our ancestors did in the ancient world. You're still going to wear clothes that are, might be cotton, but then another part might be polyester, another part might be wool, all this other shit. You can only do up to so much, then you have to submit yourself to the ordinance of man. So, just like our brethren down in Mexico, the Issacharites, they have to submit themselves. They can't just jump over the border and, do what they want. They have to, well, they could actually, but, they're supposed to try to gain citizenship, which is hard to do. We know. Supposed to try to gain citizenship into the U.S. and do all of that stuff. Try to gain citizenship, try to do everything legally by the books. Submit ourselves. That's why when the whole thing about guns came out, why are you, people talking about the Israelites, but they got guns and shit. Why are you coming out with guns? Making yourself hot, making yourself look crazy. Why are you calling yourself a black identity extremist when you believe in the Bible? That's not submitting yourself to the ordinances of men. Because, like I said in another video, you see how they deal with radicals and extremists. You get fucking gunned down. You get wiped out. They come to your house at 3 a.m. to try to interrogate you and shit. Hey, you gotta deal with things wisely. But just going back into that particular law, I'm gonna wrap it up too. Salakia. This is what's called habeas corpus. It's a recourse, which is a recourse is a strong it's a strong assistance in law challenging the reasons or conditions of a person's confinement under color of law. A petition and that's a subject for another lesson, the color of law. A petition for habeas corpus is filed with a court that has jurisdiction over the custodian, that's the person, and if granted, a writ is issued A writ is a written legal document under the legal authority of that particular court, is issued directing the custodian to bring the confined person before the court for examination into those reasons or conditions. The suspension clause, so you can suspend your right to even go to court. The suspension clause of the United States Constitution specifically included the English common law procedure in Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2. Another one, a million confusing ass laws, which demands that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless, when in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. So if they're trying to say that all these people are trying to come up here from another country, they're going to flood the border, that sounds like invasion, right? Invasion of foreign powers. Or maybe, some of the Northern Kingdom who are already here in America, they want to assist them get across the border. Oh, look, that could be rebellion. Hey, so point being, this man is the devil. They could spin that shit, 1,000 ways to Sunday. They could come up with a million angles to try to, demonize the children of Israel, demonize our people, change up laws, not give you your proper legal rights and all this shit. These people are the fucking devil. That's why our ultimate supreme authority is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We just play the game with Esau until our power comes back. And, then we're no longer under this man. And Lord willing, we go up in those chariots. Lord willing, after this place is destroyed. So, hey, with that being said, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Just a quick one. Don't have faith in Esau's laws. Have faith in the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because the scriptures tell you what all laws, all things written in the Bible are given under commandment of the Most High, under inspiration of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, so there's no mistakes in that. Shalom.